That sounds good. Yeah, go for it, administrative reports. July? Our virtual city council meeting is now in session. Today's date, November 16th, 2020. Please rise for the invocation and pledge of allegiance. Father, as we come to prayer this evening, we pray for the guidance and strength and the wisdom as always to help us collaborate and make this the greatest city on earth to live in. I want to take a moment to pause and give thanks for all the greatness you've bestowed upon us. Let us enjoy time with our families, but be safe. And as always, pray for health and happiness. In your name we pray, Lord. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Clerk, please call the roll.
Swain.
Here.
Booth.
Here.
Davis.
Here.
Winkle.
Here.
Han.
Here.
Maleski.
Here.
DeVries.
Here.
Mayor.
Here.
Service Director.
Here.
Law Director.
Here.
Engineer.
Here.
Auditor.
Here.
Clerk of Council. Here.
Tonight before you have the city council meeting minutes of November the 2nd, 2020. Are there any changes or corrections at this time? Hearing none, those minutes are approved as submitted. And that will bring us to our lobby session. At this time, we will pause and wait to see if anybody is going to join us this evening through the various means we've set up online to join the meeting. If you are looking for instructions to do so, you can go to nridgeville.org. It will give you instructions on how you can participate with the meeting. If you do not feel comfortable, joining in that action, you can always send a letter or an email to our clerk, and she will read it during the meeting. And the mayor's administration and city council will address those questions the best way we know how, or get that information for you. So at this time, Tara, are there anybody waiting in the lobby session?
There's no one at this time.
Okay, we will wait for another 30 seconds to see if he joins in. And again, we are, as a city and as a community, we're trying to make sure that everybody can participate and be a part of our meetings and ask questions. And again, is there anybody that has joined us for the lobby session this time?
Not at this time.
Okay, hearing none, we will move on. At this moment, I would like to pay respects to our former mayor, Mayor Floyd Pico, who was mayor during the late 70s, early 80s. And I understand he passed away recently, so due respect to him as well as family, I'd like to take a moment of pause. Thank you. Our thoughts and prayers go out to the family. That will bring us to administrative reports. Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. President. First up, Simply Recycling. Simply Recycling is suspended weekly curbside pickup until further notice because of COVID-19. Residents may still schedule a free donation pickup of clothing and shoes by visiting their website at www.donatestuff.com. Our coffee and conversation is going to take place tomorrow from 8 a.m. to 8 to 9 a.m. in council chambers. Please wear a mask. We'll practice social distancing. At the last one, I believe we had 3 people, so I think we'll be okay with keeping people 6 feet apart. And while we're talking about keeping social distancing in place, COVID cases are continuing to increase. I'd like to remind you to keep yourself and your family members safe, wear your mask, practice social distancing, and please follow the following recommendations. If you're sick, stay home. Wash your hands frequently. Don't put your hands near your eyes, nose, or mouth. Cover your cough get your medical advice from the CDC or the Lorraine County Health Department, not your friends, relatives, social media, etc. Lorraine County Public Health Department has released tips on how to reduce the risk during the holiday season. The handout is on our city's website at nridgeville.org. And while we're talking about COVID and Thanksgiving, you know, that's going to be a tricky time for everybody. It's going to be a difficult time to practice all these things when we're talking about COVID, but it is an opportunity for the risk of the virus to spread. So, but also as a reminder, City Hall offices will be closed on November 26th and 27th in observance of the Thanksgiving holiday. We are still conducting our community care food and toy holiday drive. That will continue through December 4th. Non-perishable food items and new toys in original packaging are needed for community care in order to help those families that are less fortunate. Drop-off boxes are located at City Hall and Parks and Recreation. Our Parks and Recreation Department staff will deliver the collected items to community care. The Holiday on the Ridge tree lighting ceremony right now, the North Ridgeville Visitors Bureau is sponsoring the 20th annual Holiday on the Ridge. It's scheduled for Saturday, December 5th. The self-guided tour takes you to multiple craft shows, business open hours, and special events. And don't forget, at 5 p.m. at South Central Park, the gazebo, is the annual tradition of lighting the community Christmas tree. The high school choir will lead spectators in festive songs of the season as local scouts decorate the tree, and I'll be on hand to flip the switch for the first time as mayor. And if you'd like more information about that event, I'm in trouble today, stop by City Hall or the Chamber of Commerce, pick up this very festive holiday brochure, and or you can just visit the city's website at nridgeville.org for more details. And at this point, throwing a little bit of a curveball, I'd like to make a motion to go into executive session to discuss the employment of public personnel.
I'll second that. It was moved by the mayor, seconded by DeVries, to go into executive session at the recess portion of the meeting. Are there any comments or questions at this time? Hearing none, clerk, please call the roll.
Wang? Yes. Booz?
Yes.
Avon?
Yes.
Winkle?
Yes.
Hung?
Yes.
Malinowski?
Yes.
DeVries?
Yes.
Move to go into executive session at recess.
Thank you.
All right, that's the end of my report. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Mr. Safety Service Director.
So obviously, over the last several weeks, we've had great weather to haul dirt from the service garage in those great big piles, and we've made a big dent in it. But unfortunately, it is coming to an end with some of the trucks because we got to put V-box in them for salt. You know, there was sleet at the football game yesterday, which some of us were sat in. Luckily, I didn't sit in it, but I did get to see the game and the Browns win, which was kind of cool. But we've got to get those trucks ready. The V-boxes are going in and be ready for winter. Let's hope it doesn't snow for a few more weeks, but who knows, in today's weather that we see changes, tremendous changes, that we need to be ready for that snow that comes in. You know, the mayor talked about Holiday on the Ridge and our retail sites out there. And what's unfortunate for all of us that are in that business is that we rely on our customers to actually wear masks. And we're not supposed to be the mask police. And please, if you're at Holiday on the Ridge and you're out and you're frequenting our retail businesses or the grocery store or even the car wash, that if you're inside or one of our service stations or C-stores, please be mindful that our cashiers that are back there, that they are wearing masks for your protection. And I would suggest, and really hopefully, that you can put that mask on and go in there and help them be safe too. And be safe Thanksgiving. And if you have a small family function, remember to be distancing as our numbers continue to go up. Somehow we've got to get this under control. I don't know how, but if masks are said to help, let's wear them. That completes my report.
Thank you, Mr. Safety Service Director. Mr. Engineer.
Thank you, Council President. Just a couple of things this evening. Our Stony Ridge Road Schaefer Drive Water Main project is out to bid right now. We're going to be opening those bids tomorrow. So we'll know that low bidder sometime tomorrow afternoon. Currently, all of our full depth concrete pavement replacement projects are complete with that, except for, Pleasant Avenue. There's a little bit of remaining work on Pleasant Avenue. We hope to have all these pavement replacement repairs done by the end of the month. Our 2020 pavement marking project, All-Star Striping, has been performing work on the pavement marking contract for 2020. The contractor has been canvassing the city at night, reviewing their work for areas of low retro reflectivity, and will make corrections to that work as weather permits. Aeromark Company, our 2020 crack seal contractor, has substantially completed its work associated with their contract. There are some minor corrective works to be done as weather permits as well. That concludes my report for this evening.
Thank you, Mr. Engineer. Ms. Auditor.
Thank you, Council President. Just a quick reminder, this coming Wednesday and Thursday, the Finance Committee and the administration will meet again to continue our 2021 budget discussions. Departments will be making their presentations on Wednesday, November 18th to the committee. An updated schedule of the presentations was sent to council this afternoon. Thank you. That concludes my report.
Thank you, Ms. Auditor. Under other reports, we have the October 2020 Building Department report. We have the October 2020 Fire Department report, and we have the October 2020 Police Support Car report. And that will bring us to new business. At this time, we have a couple of applications through the Planning Commission. Clerk, please call or please read the first applicant.
Planning Commission actions taken at the November 10th, 2020 meeting. Applicant James Martinowski, Osborne Capital Group, 7670 Tyler Boulevard, Mentor, Ohio, 44060. Owner Cook Road Property, 7670 Tyler Boulevard, Mentor, Ohio, 44060. Request site plan approval to construct a 2,225 square foot single-use commercial building, location 32435 Cook Road, North Ridgeville, Ohio, 44039, in a B3 commercial district, parcel number 07-000-102-048 and 049. PC action approved by a vote of 5-0.
Thank you.
Mr. President,
Yes, Mr. Avens.
if anybody doesn't recognize this one, this is the Starbucks property on the southwest corner of Cook and Lorraine. The commission did look at a traffic report, and quite frankly, it looks like a good project for North Ridgeville, and actually a compliment for us, because Starbucks tends to locate only in those up and coming communities. And the way that property is being built and organized, they'll be able to stack somewhere around 25 cars before it spills out on the Cook Road. And traffic studies that probably will never happen spilling out on the Cook Road. As a result, the Planning Commission did approve it by a vote of 5-0, and I move to approve their action.
Second.
It was moved by Avens, second by Hung to approve application 1. Are there any comments or questions at this time? Hearing none, clerk, please call the roll.
Swain,
Yes.
Booz,
Yes.
Avens,
Yes.
Winkle,
Yes.
Hung. Yes. Malinsky,
Yes.
DeVries.
Yes.
The motion carries unanimously.
Application 2, please.
Applicant number 2, K Hovarian Meadow Lakes LLC, 3296 Columbia Road, Richfield, Ohio, 44286, owner is the same. Request final plat approval of Phase 18 of the Meadow Lake subdivision. Location, White Feather Avenue North, North Ridgeville, Ohio, 44039, in a PCD district, parcel number 07-00-033-122-003. PC approval by a vote of 5-0.
Mr. President,
Yes, Mr. Evans.
this is a final plat approval for their phase 18. From what I understand, there is just one more phase, 19, for Meadow Lakes, and they will be finished. And again, the planning commission approved it to a vote 5-0. I move that we approve.
Second.
It was moved by Evans, second by Hung, to approve the application before you for Cahovanian Meadow Lakes. Are there any comments or questions at this time?
Mr. President,
Yes, Mr.
if I
Gillespie.
could ask Mr. Evans, are you confident in I know there was some discussion with the land density, if they're holding true to what the ordinances say. You're confident that as this next one goes in, that they'll be hold to that? So Meadow Lakes is getting tighter and tighter with homes, and the green space is running low.
The building department says this one here does still meet that. They will be watching very closely on phase 19 to make sure that they do meet their density requirements. That's the best I can say at this point. Am I confident? I'm confident in the building department.
Thank you.
Are there any more comments or questions at this time? Okay, clerk, please call the roll.
Swain,
Yes.
Booz,
Yes.
Evans,
Yes.
Winkle,
Yes.
Hung,
Yes.
Maleski,
Yes.
DeVries.
Yes.
The motion carries 7-0.
And that will bring us to the recess portion of our meeting. At this time, we will adjourn and go into executive session. All in favor, say yes.
Yes.
Opposed? Meeting's in recess. City Council is now back in session. This time, I'd like to turn it over to Mayor Corcoran.
Mr. President, at this point, I'd like to nominate Tara Pete for the position of Utilities Director. If there's a second, yes, please.
Second.
It was moved by the mayor, seconded by Hung, to promote or to hire Tara Pete as the, if you want to say the title again. I know it was a long title.
Yeah,
For the
the
record,
short version is Utilities Director.
okay, we'll call you Utilities Director. Are there any comments or questions at this time? Hearing none, clerk, please call the roll.
Huang,
Yes.
Booth,
Yes.
Avens,
Yes.
Winkel,
Yes.
Hung,
Yes.
Valesky,
Yes.
DeVries.
Yes,
Motion carries unanimously.
congratulations. Tara Pete. We're going to miss you, but wish you great things now that you're working for the mayor's administration, so.
Mr.
Yes,
President, may I
Sophie.
add, we know where to find you.
That's true.
Great
May I
job.
also have, there's gonna be big shoes to fill.
That's right.
Thanks, guys.
Job well done. That'll bring us to first readings. T-122.
T-122, 2020, an ordinance amending ordinance number 5767, 2020, which authorized the mayor of the city of North Ridgeville to enter into a contract with Genon Power Midwest LP, a Delaware limited partnership, Genon Power, for the purchase of vacant land at the end of Stillwater Boulevard by increasing the purchase price from $1 to $3,000 plus any additional cost, such as customary closing costs.
Mr. President,
Yes, Mr. Mayor.
I'd like to make a motion to amend T-122.
Second.
Mr. President, give you a little bit of background. So the county required a new legal description to be prepared for this purchase. And as a result, normally that would require a survey. We were trying to get some costs associated with performing that survey, and it was running into the thousands of dollars. The company that is selling the property had somebody that was going to do it for, I believe, $6,000. And they said, how about we split that? So that's where that 3,000 came from in the original ordinance. But in the one that's in front of you that we're asking to substitute, we're going to spell it out. Instead of a survey, we worked with Bramhall Engineering. Our engineer, Dan Rodriguez, reached out to them. There was a legal description once upon a time somewhere that they were able to use and then create a legal that would then meet the needs of the county. And they agreed to do that for $700. So because that is an additional cost, it's not a change in the purchase price of the land. The land's still going to be transferred for the dollar. But because we originally said additional costs such as customary closing costs, this kind of fell outside the realm of customary. This is not something that happens very often. The idea that the county wanted this to happen is not something that happens very often. So we wanted to make you aware of that additional cost. We still believe it still will run somewhere total of maybe $1,000 to $1,500, somewhere around there. But that's where this came from, and this substitution comes from. And again, it kind of changes it and lays it all out specifically in the words that are in this ordinance that gives the reason for increasing those costs.
Thank you. It was moved by the mayor, seconded by Swing, to amend T-122 to the version that was just stated. Are there any comments or questions at this time?
Mr. President,
Yes, Mr. Booth.
is this transaction going to be title insurance?
We using a title company? No, we're not.
Have you considered it? The reason I ask is that way, if something, since we are generating a new legal description, the title company then, or the insurance company through the title company then would be liable for any errors or omissions that there might be versus the city.
Yes,
That'd
except
be something to consider.
they would want a survey done in that case then. And we just didn't think that the cost was necessary. It's, the only way they would issue the title insurance would be if there was a survey. So that, because they're not gonna, agree to insuring it if they don't know that the legal description is completely accurate. This is, Dan, do you remember where that legal description came from?
Yeah, there was a previous survey done in the late 90s with some different parcels in that area. And that parcel that we are going to purchase for $1 was part of that survey. And we were able to then take that survey and create a legal description from that survey to fit the needs that, to be able to transfer this property from GenOn to the city of North Ridgeville. If not, if we went with a total resurvey, we were talking anywhere from $7,000 to $10,000, which at this point, the land's just going to continue to sit there. So being able to use that existing survey to do this was definitely a savings, and it's better off that way. At this point, this land's just going to sit there until some future development comes along, I assume.
My final comment, Mr. President, would be that title insurance won't ever be cheaper. And so if the city at some point would want to sell the property, I would think that the buyer would want title insurance, or their lender, if they had to borrow money on it. And to have a previous title insurance to fall back on would be cheaper for everyone. But that's my opinion. Thank you.
Are there any other comments or questions at this time? Review, it was moved by the mayor, seconded by Swank, to amend T122. All in favor, say yes.
Yes.
All opposed? Mr. Mayor, my question to you would be, is this a time-sensitive matter?
We're trying to wrap up the purchase of this property. We passed it with the emergency when we did the original ordinance, so I would ask for that emergency to be used.
Second?
So it was moved by the mayor, seconded by Hung, to add the emergency clause to T122 for the reasons stated. All in favor, say yes.
Yes.
All opposed? So we're gonna have to actually go out of order here. I'll make a motion to dispense with the second and third reading. It was moved by DeVries, seconded by Swain, to dispense with the second and third reading. All in favor, say yes. Yes. All opposed? It was then moved by the mayor, seconded by Hung, to add the emergency clause to T122. On the emergency clause and just that emergency clause.
Mr. President?
Yes.
To adopt first?
Kevin, we need a
I
motion
think-
to adopt?
We did the amendment.
Okay, so the emergency clause passed already, right? So at this point, it's on the, it's on the ordinance, on the amended ordinance.
Mhm.
So I think the only thing left is to have a motion to adopt, which I will make right now.
Okay,
No, second.
okay.
And it's already got the emergency
Right.
clause on, so
It was moved by the mayor, seconded by Hung, to adopt T122 with the emergency clause in place. Are there any final comments or questions? All right, hearing none, clerk, please call the roll.
Yes.
Swank, Booz,
Yes.
Avon,
Yes.
Winkle,
yes.
Hung,
Yes.
Molesky,
Yes.
DeVries.
Yes.
The ordinance passes unanimously and becomes 5779-2020.
Go to second readings, T118.
T118-2020, an ordinance authorizing the mayor of the city of North Ridgeville to advertise for bids and enter into a contract according to law in a manner prescribed by law with the lowest and best bidder for the Chestnut Ridge Road and alternate State Route 83 roundabout project and other appurtenances associated with the Ohio Public Works Commission funding round 34, not to exceed $780,000.
That will take us to third readings. There are none this evening, so meeting announcements. Finance Committee meetings regarding the 2021 budget will occur on the following dates and times. Wednesday, November the 18th, 2020, beginning at 9 a.m. And then Thursday, November the 19th, 2020, beginning also at 9 a.m. The next city council meeting is scheduled for Monday, December the 7th, 2020, right here at council chambers. Any final comments or questions? Hearing none. Well, happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Meeting adjourned.